Good afternoon, everybody. Glad to have you with us for another edition of Sire Summary Facebook Live. My name is Kevin Jorgensen. I'm joined here today by Rick Verbeek, my colleague from Tunkhannock, Pennsylvania. I have a lot of really great information to share with you today about this week's Sire Summary. It's been a busy week, sorted a lot of data. Looking forward to windshield time without a computer screen for a while, but really glad to spend some time with you today to share this week's Sire Summary highlights. And I think when you look at the corporate structure or the philosophy of this organization, regardless of product line, it's about creating cows that last. Our newest presentation or advertising campaign, Make Longevity Her Legacy, really is a mission that we've had for a long time. You just summarize it in a different way. But we want to create cows that last. It's number one here at Select. And I think this week's Sire Summary really solidified that. If you look at the rankings, we don't have everything in yet because some of the lists aren't published yet. But just briefly, in the top 100 TPI list, we've got 38 of the top 100 TPI bulls and 20 in the top 50. And that is more bulls in the top 50 than any other competitor in the entire top 100. So really happy about that. Proven bulls really has always been an incredibly important part of this organization. That's what you're milking in your barns. It's what is paying the bills on your dairies, and that's why it's so critically important to us. We're going to spend a lot of time talking about those new graduates today, as well as some new next-gen bulls, some exciting genomic young sires, and we can't get to everything because there's a lot of bulls. I'll give you a couple other just highlights. Red, I think maybe the strongest position we've ever been in red and whites. We have 7 of the top 25 red bulls in the breed. Bulls like Trumpet, Resonate Red, Handy Red, McDonald P Red. One of the biggest jump bulls of the genomic young sires was Boeing P Red, a very popular red and polled bull as well. If you look at polled genetics, we have 3 of the top 10, including the number 2 bull that will be newly entered into the next gen program here. So a lot of really exciting things with this sire summary. But I'm going to turn it over to Rick for maybe one of the most exciting proven bulls of this week's Sire Summary. And he's not a new graduate, but he maybe needs to be reintroduced to the marketplace. Rick?
Well, thanks, Kevin. And it's nice to actually be here in Plain City, Ohio, together in studio. First time we've done this. So hopefully it works as well as it does remotely. But heading into Proof Week, you think you know where things are going to sort out. You have a fairly good idea, but it's always nice to have some pleasant surprises. And one of those pleasant surprises was 14H14169 Soprano. Bull had added over 500 daughters to his production summary now. High reliable bull with over 600 daughters in 113 herds. And boy, did this bull really redefine himself and establish himself. He's the number 9 net merit bull on the proven sire list. He's number 19th on the TPI list. A bull that just has gotten magnificently better. He went up on production over 300 pounds of milk and 9 pounds of fat and protein. A bull that was a pretty popular G-Force bull for us because of his high SCR, which he maintains at plus 1.5, and his combination of desirable caseins for A2, and BB. So a really nice way to start out our week with a pleasant surprise in Soprano, going right up to the top of the charts in a bull that really wants to be recognized as an influencer and a significant bull for us moving forward.
Well, we had 13 new proven grads this Sire Summary, and 11 of those 13 Holstein graduates are top 50 TPI bulls. But Rick, I'm going to let you lead the band on the one that we that was not a surprise to us based on what we've seen, and that's Renegade.
I'm a little surprised you let me talk about this bull because he's everyone's favorite, and it's nice to talk about some of your favorites. We talked about this bull 4 months ago, preliminary daughter proof. We weren't really, didn't have a lot of data. We said, hey, the best part of this bull is his type. That information is yet to come, and this bull did not disappoint. Debuts on the proven list at number 4 overall for TPI at 2867. Outcross pedigree bull he's been throughout his career, which has made him so popular for all of our markets around the world, and a bull that has maintained that popularity and been a high-selling bull for us. And we don't expect that to change. But we said the type was the best part of him, and that data was yet to come. Now 91 daughters and 21 herds. He's a 1.5 on type, a 1.5 on udders, and a bull that we're really, really pleased with. You look at the number of daughter pictures we're going to show you here. They're cows that have some size, some width, some substance, power, beautiful udder cows, particularly wide and high in that rear udder. And just herd in and herd out. You just are never disappointed with the Renegade daughters. He's been a very important bull for our marketing program, but also our sire development program. We've got a great portfolio of sons with Parfect and Conway and Big Shot and the head bull that has some high heifers and high sons coming for us in the future. And so just so excited to have this bull to start out here on our new grads, and a bull that has never missed a beat. And we're very proud of this bull and from the art program and what he's going to do for our customers around the world and the Select Sires breeding program moving forward as well.
He's already number 4 for unit sales year to date. Was named Holstein International's Outcross Sire of the breed just 2 years ago. And usually do the use-ons, and I was going to say use-on cows in heat, because I think that's probably the best way to use this bull, but exciting graduate. The second bull, again, a bull that debuts right near the top of the charts, 14H14 220, Frazzled Riveting. And we graduated 8 Frazzled sons this time. Continue to get questions of which one do you like the best. We've had the chance. It's been fun for both of us getting back on the road, seeing cows. And that was part of the exciting part of seeing what the data was going to do, because we sure had liked what we'd seen. And right near the top of the list of the best, there are my favorite Frazzled sons would probably be Riveting. He's a Frazzled from an 87-point profit daughter. She was a really good cow through the art program, went to a commercial herd in northern Wisconsin, a great cow. Then an 83 Rogers, then a very good mogul, then an early addition to the art program, a man-o-man daughter from our favorite Holsteins up in northwest Wisconsin. He debuts with 130 daughters in his proof. He's a 1.5 on udder composite, A2. I think when you look at this bull, he's a top 20 net merit bull. He's a top 10 TPI bull. He's number 2 in the breed for somatic cell score. And I don't even have that mentioned here or highlighted there. He's the number 2 bull in the breed for somatic cell score, and he's number 3 bull in the breed for productive life. You see the daughters pictured on the side there, really solid cows. The bull, again, has made some really exciting sons for us. The cow at the top there is a daughter that has done some really nice things for us, a bull that like Caviar, and there's a lot of Riveting sons that have been very popular through our program. And I think this bull, customer satisfaction is going to be his calling card.
Well, I think Kevin on Riveting, he's always been a little overshadowed by all the other Frazzled sons. And we always thought this bull should have got more use as a mating sire. He should have sold better as an early G-Force bull. And now even going out to look at daughters, you were always there to look at some other Frazzled granddaughter. And yet it was that 1 or 2 Rivetings that just jumped out at you. Yep. And this bull's kind of the Rodney Dangerfield of the Frazzled sons. But at number 10 on the TPI list, he certainly earns some respect.
He's going to get noticed now. And the daughter I've got up here now, that's the full sister to Caviar, bred out of Hilmar Holsteins. 87 as a 2-year-old. Just a marvelous cow. Got to see some of these earlier this spring, but really an exciting new graduate. And here's a video of some of them. And I think we did some extra videos on the bulls this time. And when you can see them in the real life, and this is pretty consistent, I think, of what both of us have seen. I mean, the udder attachments are really good. They're great rear-uddered cows. They're up above the hocks really well. I think when you can see a bull that does things right like that, you get excited. The second bull right near the top of the charts is 7H14 554 or 454, excuse me, Frazzled Lionel, a bull bred by one of our great partner herds up in Minnesota, Arnie Grunes, a bull, again, that didn't disappoint in terms of what we thought he was going to be and what he actually is. And that is a boatload of production. He's a 2,300-pound milk bull that ranks him number 11 in the breed, 177 pounds of combined fat and protein. He's top 10 in the breed for both fat and protein pounds. A bull that ranks right near the top of the list for TPI. He's number 10. For net merit in the breed, he's number 6 at 936 net merit. His dam is a Montross. The next dam is a very good super sire, then a very good Massey, bred at North Florida Holsteins. But this bull's calling card is going to be, they pay the bills. They are wet from end to end. The daughter here's in down at Larson Acres in Wisconsin, a herd that I work with very closely. I think, again, a bull is going to have a great influence in our program. We've got some very, very high Lionel from T-Spruce that's making some of our highest sons that we're using as mating sires. And then you look at the fact that he's A2, good sire fertility. This bull, I think, is going to get a lot of play, and he's going to make commercially friendly cows that I think folks will like an awful lot. Here's a video of one as well. This one here is actually an SSI cow that went through a production sale in Wisconsin earlier this year. Pretty typical of what I see. You can see the udders well attached. I looked at about 10 of these just before sire summaries in Northeast Wisconsin, and they were pleasantly surprising. They were just, for a bull that sires this much milk, the attachments are pretty good. The bone quality in the leg is good. They're good rump cows. So maybe a little better in his udder traits and the udder depth than what his linear indicates, but a real clean flat bone leg. I think, again, a bull that's going to make customer satisfaction kind of cows. And it'll stop here pretty soon, I think. There we go. Well, I gave you the other bull that everybody wants to talk about.
Well, everyone wants to talk about legacy. And when you use a bull like Frazzled so heavily and you have so many sons of a particular sire, it gives you a lot of diversity. And so you just talked about the huge production bull in Lionel. Legacy is turning into that fitness trait and wellness trait specialist for sure. Very critical bull for our program, no doubt. He's a bull similar to Renegade 4 months ago. While he has 156 daughters, it's just the beginning. And so while our crystal ball gets really clear on Tuesday, it immediately becomes cloudy looking to the future, because we know this bull is going to have a lot of daughters coming into his proof for the December evaluation and on into 2022. But what we do know about this bull is, like I said, he is one of the elite net merit bulls of the breed now as a proven sire. He's in the top 20 for net merit. He's in the top 18 for TPI at 2801. You see that low somatic cell score. He's the #1 productive life in the bull in the breed today. He's an A2 sire and a bull that really stamps the udder quite consistently. He's a bull that throughout this summer we've been out and doing as much herd inspections as we possibly can. Obviously trying to look at legacy daughters and see what we could learn. And I think you get a pretty good idea of what the bull does. Smaller frame cows, really nice udders, which is exactly what his mother was as a 2-year-old. A cow now fresh again for the 3rd time in Legacy's dam that I think you said just went 86.
Just went 86. A great cow. We're going to get her repictured. You'll like her.
And so the kind of indicative of that longevity and productive life that we see here with Legacy himself. These daughter pictures here that you got to represent, I think, the bull very, very fairly. Really nice udders, moderate frame heifers, and jury's still out. Certainly, a bull is going to have to add a lot of data. Will add a lot of data, but while he's down from his genomic proof here 4 months ago, as a proven sire, still top 20 of the breed. So it's not like we're certainly not hanging our heads too low on this bull. And I think he's going to sire those long-lived, older kind of cows that we're certainly striving for. And a bull that continues to have a very, very positive influence on our program.
Well, Mark, Kern and I just were down to Larson Acres where this video is taken and looked at about 10 legacies at Larson Acres. And obviously, like you said, we've seen a bunch of them during the summer, and I'm not disappointed at all. I think what I mentioned to most people was we're going to get a glimpse of him in August. The jury will come back in December because, as you said, he's going to add a boatload of data. In addition to that, most of the daughters that are in his proof now are probably 70 days fresh. It's early in the game. But those fitness traits and these great udders are the consistent calling card of this bull. And there we go.
Tahiti is another new graduate Frazzled son for us. Bull that hails the next 2 bulls, in fact, come from the same family, the Ramos 1200 family that's done so well for Clear Echo. Tahiti is a bull that when you look at him, he's another more of a production bull, 1658 of milk, 85 pounds of fat, 56 pounds of protein. When we take a look at the future on his yield deviations, those daughters are way above those current proofs. So there might be a little upward movement in this bull if the next 80 or 90 daughters come in like the first 60 did. This bull could have some upward movement in them. But another bull that's had a positive influence through sons and grandsons into our system. Another A2 sire, and follows that Frazzled mold of moderate frame, nice uddered heifers. He's top 14 or number 14 net merit bull on the proven sire list. He's a top 20 TPI bull, and bull at 56 of protein is fifth in the top 50 of the breed. in a top 50 productive life bull. So when you can get big production, big productive life, that equates to profit, and you see that in the 907 net merit dollars that the bull has here today. Rome is another frazzled son from the same Ramos 1200 cow family, a little different branch with Yoder and Shamrock. I always love Shamrock in the pedigree because that tends to indicate low somatic cell and high productive life, and that's what Rome offers us too. Another profit-driven kind of a bull at 945 net merit, puts him right there at number 5 in the breed for net merit dollars. He's a top 30 TPI bull at 27.74, a huge fat improver. Plus 0.20% fat, 96 pounds. Bullet's consistently been a high fertility bull and an A2 sire on top of that. So when you can get again high fertility A2 sire, high mastitis resistant at plus 2.4, another nice bull to graduate and return to our proven sire lineup in 14H14226 Rome.
I'd also mention Maverick. I mean, I've probably seen as many of these in the last 2 months as any of the frazzled sons. Rare, consistent, doesn't miss. I've been as happy with them as anything. They're kind of lunch pail cows is what I call them. They're the kind of cows that just go to work, do their job, and do it looking pretty good. So really good graduate there. You mentioned the word future a minute ago, and I think the appropriately named bull here, 7H14333 Future, another frazzled son from a family that's got a big influence here at Select Sires, from one of our key partner herds in Rice, Minnesota, Spencer and Stacy Hackett. This cow family's done a lot for us, a lot of bulls, a lot of females that have worked in the art program on Mark's side of the road. This bull here, it's got a very good Ballisto dam, then 4 excellent dams, and all 5 of those direct maternal dams to this bull have had sons in AI. And I think the power of a breeding cow family still matters to us. This bull has it. He, again, top 20 TPI bull. And he's a number 11 in the breed at net merit at 913. Again, those consistent things that we've talked about, 1,500 of milk, good somatic cell, good productive life. But you look at his CDCB health traits, and he's a rock star in each one of them, ranks high on the HHP index that we have here at Select Sires, and $243 in his proof. So I feel pretty comfortable with what this bull is and what he does. Again, A2. The cow on the screen there, I just looked this morning. She's one of the top 100 GTPI cows in the breed, again, at Larson Acres down in Evansville, Wisconsin. But a bull, again, I think of these frazzled sons, take your pick. I think you'll be happy with a lot of them. Same thing with the next two. And this one, again, was just at these herds last week. 14H14129 Blumenfeld Frazzled Basic. This has always been a great cow family. One of my favorites. It's a robotic dairy up in northern Minnesota. Leave Spencer's driveway, and 2.5 hours later, I get to Blumenfeld. But both of these bulls, I've been really happy with what we've been seeing. And in the case of Basic, he graduates, again, top 30 TPI bull in the breed. He's 1,400 of milk, low cell score. The difference of these two bulls is that high udder composite, and they come by it quite naturally. He's 2 points in udder composite, again, A2. Been one of our most popular bulls, both domestically and internationally, for semen sales because he's high fertility and clicks a lot of boxes. You can see the daughter's photo there. I think this bull is going to do a great job. He's top 50 in the breed for somatic cell. He's top 50 in the breed for productive life. He's top 50 in the breed for udder composite. But maybe more impressive, and again, back to who's your favorite frazzled son, I mentioned Riveting, but maybe the one that's quickly moving up my list is the full brother to the last bull I talked about, 7H14158 Brass. He's the brother that we used pretty heavily as a sire father. And boy, when you see the daughters on this bull, again, 43rd in the TPI list, so not far beyond his brother. Again, top 50 in udder composite because he's just a tick higher. Again, top 50 somatic cell score. This bull, when you look at his high fertility, same thing. The mother of this cow was an Alta Spring daughter with just an amazing udder. Robot friendly. The next dam was a headliner. The next dam was a domain. And then actually goes into the same cow family as Petty and a lot of those bulls that we've had from that cow family at Welcome Stock. So this bull, when you see these daughter photos, are pretty good. Then you get to see this daughter here, and just got this picture back this week. They pictured her last week. She's up in northeast Wisconsin. I saw the cow in the last 3 weeks. But here's what I really get excited about. You watch a bull like this, I don't care what part of the world you're in, milking cows like this with big rear udders, ideal teat placement, good feet and legs. This is the kind that's going to be customer satisfaction. And as I look at these daughters, I think he's maybe as patterned as any of the Frazzled sons, but I just know this. I like what I see. His data confirms that high udder composite, I think, is right what he's supposed to be. And when you can get a cow that looks that good, and these cows are all just pretty fresh, he's a keeper in my mind.
Well, and you look at all the green boxes on his chart: A2, fertility, mastitis resistant, low somatic cell, and then udders like that. I think people are going to like them very, very nicely. One of the good,
to like these too.
Yeah, I think they're going to like Luster P as well. 7H14160. Cherry Lily Zip Luster P. Here's a bull that has been a very, very popular G-Force bull for us because he's polled, because he's A2, and because he is an extraordinary fertility bull. But now with 293 daughters and 130 herds, this bull really hits a home run as a proven sire. Linear profile all off to the right. He does all the little things that we're looking for in the population today. A bull is going to add some set to the leg. A bull is going to add some teat length to the teat. He's a 1,000-pound milk bull, positive DPR bull, high udder composite bull, A2, number one proven polled bull in the breed today. And, I was asked the question this morning in an early conference call of, we have a lot of influence of Renegade. We have a lot of influence of Frazzled and Legacy and all of that blood. And where do you go from there? What do you use on them? This is the answer. Kind of an outcross pedigree bull to all of those genetic lines, no doubt. A bull that complements their breeding patterns very, very nicely. And a bull that, as I said, has been a hugely popular G-Force bull for us, and now as a proven sire. I think that popularity is only going to become more and more and higher and higher. Nice, maybe one of the most exciting graduates. It's a great graduating class, so pick your pleasure, but this bull's right near the top of my favorites for graduates this time.
It took me about 3 seconds to get him on the graduation list. And the other nice part about a bull that knocks the horns off half the time is he's got King Boy in his pedigree, and we continue to see that those customer satisfaction bulls have him in there. I think that's one of the real exciting parts about Luster. A couple other, the last two graduates we'll talk about are full brothers again, and a cow family that's very familiar to Select Sire's customers. 7H14110 Sanderson Razzle. Again, top 35 GTPI at number 33. Major League milk bullies in the top 25 of the breed for both milk, pounds of protein, net merit. He's in the top 50, excels in fitness traits with that high production, which is a unique combination, high net merit, BB kappa casein, and from a very, very familiar cow family. These are a couple of daughters that are pictured of him already, been very popular internationally. But this bull, his mother, I've had the chance to see and work with a long time. She lived at Mystic Valley. Yoder Melody is the 88-point Yoder out of Super Sire Miri. So 2 generations that got to get milked at Mystic Valley and see those cows in the barn, and they were just always fan favorites, great cows. And so we all know the cow family. The other full brother to him is Sanderson Sheik, and he's a top 100 TPI sire as well at 27-37, excels in productive life. Very similar credentials, maybe not quite as extreme in his production traits. But for our friends in Italy that I know are maybe watching, the best part about this bull is he's Due KBB. So he's A2, BB kappa casing, going to fit those cheese markets. So again, a bull, this is Yoder Medley pictured there on the screen. Just the 2 really, really exciting brothers. And just like Brass and Basic, we had Razzle and Chic, and they both delivered. Switching gears, we've talked about Showcase. One of the things that we continue to see, Doc is right at the top of the charts. Didn't put his slide in because I knew it'd take Rick and I half an hour to get through him. Just looked before we started, just won over 600,000 units of lifetime sales. Is number 2 in the breed for type. Is probably the most dominant bull in the breed today when it comes to the combination of high type and high production that goes along with that, with high protein. But the whole program is kind of built around him. And but the other bull that had a great day in Showcase is 7H13839. The bull is making his mark, and his name is Tattoo. As we've been out, as I said, a lot of herd visits the last 2 or 3 weeks. As you get towards proof, you just want to get out on farm. Didn't matter if it was tie stall, free stall, commercial application, no matter where I saw the tattoos, they're the best young cows I've seen. This bull's on an upward trek. He went up very nicely on his type proof this time to 2.95, 2.3 and under composite. Those are increases from April. He still ranks in the top 50 of the breed for somatic cell score. You know, that's the beauty of putting gold chip in a pedigree. You put those, the mastitis scores, and that's a combination that we like to see in showcase. Nothing worse than your show cow getting mastitis, and that's the beautiful part about Tattoo, what he does. I think when we get to the fall here and the shows are coming soon, cow on the screen here just calved again. She was intermediate champion and reserve grand down in Circleville this spring. Last song is fresh again, just a great cow at Duck and Holsteins. But this bull is on the rise, that is for certain. The other bull that leads our genomic side is 7H15 325 Excalibur Henaz. Bull that we had sexed only up until April. Now he's available to both conventional and sexed. Our number one type bull in the breed at 3.86. But when you talk about clicking boxes, high udder composite puts him in the top 10 of the breed. His type puts him in the top 10 as well. Huge double-digit components of both fat and protein. 120 CFP, A2, BB kappa casein. And the best part is here's some new daughter photos of his mother. Saw the cow again in the last couple of weeks. She just went max score 92 points. She's fresh about 90 days in her second calf, and she is a rig. And a cow that you just have to admire up there at Seymour's Holsteins, back to the great cow family, and obviously a lot of sons from this family. But I think the leader in the clubhouse in that regard at the time is Henaz. But my colleague to my right is sort of the leader of the more exciting bulls, so I'm going to let him take the charge since he's in the lead.
Well, Homecoming, nice name since we're about to go home. The Spartacus son out of the great Delta Habitant, 250H 15397 Homecoming, a bull that has been really the only thing wrong with this bull is semen supply. He just simply cannot keep up with the demand. And as he matures and gets older, we hope that remedies itself quite naturally as he comes into his own. But we talk about the influence of Doc on our showcase program, but on our high type herds. And to me, this is the perfect mating on Doc and all of his relatives. Spartacus son out of Habitat, as I said, is a bull at 264 on type, 247, and a fancy individual himself. He's A2, he's BB kappa casein. We talk about trying to improve some subtle things within the high type area as far as lowering the pins, adding fertility and improving DPR. This bull definitely does all those things. He helps with mastitis resistance, and a bull that's still 680 pounds of milk. So we're not talking about giving up a whole lot on the production side of the world, and 77 pounds of fat is going to pay some bills for us too. So a bull in the showcase program that we're very excited about, and just be patient with him as he matures and develops, and be patient with us if you can, as it's going to take quite a while to get to semen around the world to satisfy the tremendous demand that this bull has.
No Doc, no Dorman, no McCutcheon, positive DPR, not too tall. Just to me, this was the most logical new showcase bull in a really long time because of what he's going to do.
And another bull that hails from that same area of Eastern New York, just like the ALT Homecoming bull, is King's Ransom Cadillac. Now we do get right back into King Doc here, a line-bred King Doc son out of the 88-point Cantaloupes heifer, the King Boy daughter herself, and then Mogul Cleavage, a cow that has really carved out a name for herself around the world, and what she has done through her daughters and granddaughters, and as well as being just a great individual and one of Mogul's all-time best daughters, no doubt. But Cadillac is another bull like Homecoming. Can't quite keep up with the demand at this point as far as semen production. But again, he's a young boy. He's growing up, and he'll get there. But impressive linear profile. Again, a bull with a rump angle that's just slightly to the right, that ideal pin setting. A bull that's going to add some length to the teat. And just, I think, a really exciting bull. When you look at the ancestors as far as his dam, his granddam, and great-granddam on the screen there, fancy, high-scoring kind of cows, and I think that's what Cadillac is going to do.
This bull, I always kind of held one more spot for a Dachshund, waiting for the right one. So he's He's a bit younger than some of them, but was waiting for the right one to bring in. And I think this was. It wasn't just because Jeff King kept asking to get a bull and showcase, but we're sure darn glad he did. Love his mother. I think it's an interesting combination and just an exciting bull. So tell us a little bit about Next Gen, Rick.
Well, Next Gen continues to grow in popularity as members sign up around the world and qualify for that access to the early season. And certainly one of the stars of the program today is Game Day. RMD daughter, or SSI Game Day, the Big Al son from the Blowtorch. It goes back to the Frazzled, the Legacy family. Game Day has been a bull we've used extensively as a mating sire, have lots and lots of extremely high TPI and net merit sons in the pipeline. In fact, we had a chance to see several of those young bulls in our calf campus earlier this week, and just a very impressive group of calves. I was very, very pleased. Have probably more frame than what the linear on the screen is going to suggest that they're going to have, but actually a little bit of style, some openness of rib, and really sound feet and legs. He's a bull. It is as I said, a net merit, a dollar value, extraordinarily high bull, whether it's HHP, net merit, cheese merit, hits the bell on TPI. He is our number one net merit bull at Select. He's our number two TPI bull at the moment, and just a bull that's going to have a very, very big influence on our program moving forward.
The other bull we were just looking this morning, who we made the most matings to, this is my leader in the clubhouse in the last several months. Elon is the bull that we've used extensively of recent as a mating sire, and for good reason, but now available in Next Gen. A bull that's just 15 and a half months old and available to you to use in Next Gen. That's the beauty of the program. These bulls are coming maybe faster than they would have even in the pre-genomic era, that they're seeming in the field ready for you to use. And so Elon now available. He's a Spartacus son out of a Mula daughter, and she's pictured here on the screen up at herd in near Marshfield, Wisconsin. Really nice young cow. Mula's a bull that we expect good things from in December. Didn't have quite enough data to graduate this time. The one thing they have are worms all over their udder, veins everywhere. This cow has the same thing. And when you combine 3,046, 1,017 net merit, 1,000 cheese merit, he's A2. He's 2 points on udder composite. This bull to me sires balance. We've done a lot of work with our customers on linears and those kind of things. This is a bull that kind of has an ideal linear to me today. He gets it in the middle on the frame traits, so we're not going to make him too extreme big. But yet the other traits are still where we want them. The leg traits are where we want them. This is a bull with maybe a picture-perfect current linear, and that's why he's worked so well on a lot of the daughters that we're mating today. Works great on Renegade bloodlines, and we've got a lot of those heifers that are mating. So if you've used Renegade and his sons, or Conway and Parfect in Next Gen, when those heifers get old enough to breed, I think this is a bull that's going to fit them really, really well.
We talked about Luster P earlier, and what to use on all the Renegade and Frazzled blood. Well, here's another bull, new introduction into Next Gen, Mozzarella, a heroic son out of Amarius, out of a Fortune, Frazzled free, Renegade free, easy to use bull on all those sire lines and pedigrees. I've used this bull a decent amount during the early release time frame, and here's a high fat, high protein, nice combined fat and protein bull at 165 pounds. He's A2. He's BB casein, Kappa casein, and 2 points on udders. So you look at that linear profile, maybe a little above average on stature, but intermediate in the rest of the frame traits. And again, just like you said on Elon, big time to the right bull and udder improvement. And we can make those moderate frame cows with welded on udders and that kind of fat volume in the right kind of milk caseins on top of it. I think a really exciting bull, especially as a complement to all the bulls that have been in Next Gen before him and after him, as a bit of a different bull for our breeding program and your herds.
Yep, diversity is still really important to us, and sometimes it may not look like that. We had a lot of legacy sons in Next Gen a few months ago. It'll change dramatically, and you'll look at the new lineup and say, well, here's what I can use on what I originally used as I signed up for the program, or if you haven't yet, they're still the best of the best. Why don't you talk about Mark's bull? Because we got to talk about Mark's bull.
Oh, we love Bedrock PP. I mean, he's a bull that if you want to take horns off and get those nice smooth-headed calves, Bedrock is the bull that's going to do it. Homozygous polled, every calf is going to be polled. But more than just that, he's more than just a dehorner. He's a 2,000-pound milk bull. That's 1.76 on udder composite. He's an A2 sire, good productive life bull, plus on both CDBC and Zoetis mastitis scores. So he's been a bull. We've got a couple. Our earliest Bedrock sons are just born. So we've got some nice polled sons of Bedrock to come into the program before. And I said it last time, I'll say it again, a nice big smooth bull himself, and a bull that's going to make it out in some bull parades for us. He's developing that nicely and that impressive of an individual. That just a really exciting bull, especially if you want to get into polled genetics or you want to increase the frequency of the polled gene in your herd without sacrificing genetics. To me, this is the go-to bull.
Absolutely. And I don't remember what it was said this week. Some of the people across the road were calling the sire team the smooth heads. This bull is going to do that. He made a couple weeks ago, made an extremely high heterozygous polled bull, actually out of the legacy that we showed you a little earlier. And so we're really excited about what this bull is going to do for sons right near the top of the list. And then the next bull, and I think, again, a bull we've used heavily is a mating sire of recent 7H15, 518 Maximus Weston. These Maximus sons have been really easy to use. Again, got a Mula mother, just like Elon. He's 29.59, high productive life, high on HHP dollars. At 1,051, one of the highest bulls in the breed for that. He's high in Zoetis traits. He's A2. Again, those good udders. For me, makes it pretty easy to use. The mother there is pictured. Mark Hurt and I just happened to see this cow a few weeks ago up at Badger Holstein's. Really fine young cow. Going to continue to get better. But again, for the Renegade bloodlines, I think this is a really, really logical bull to use. I like the fact that he's 91 of fat. He's plus on his components. But just, again, when a bull's got boxes in multiple indexes, those are the bulls we like to see where they can get used in a variety. Regardless of selection criteria, you can use them in your herds. So few bulls we want to talk about on the elite genomic young sire side is bulls that left next gen. And the first one of those is 14H15223 Sandy Valley Conway. This bull, this Renegade son, has been in next gen for almost a year, been one of the top 15 unit selling sires in our entire company during the time that he was in the next gen program, but we knew that at some point in time we needed to bring him out. So we did at this sire summary. So he will be on the trucks. He will be in your technician's tanks, and just a bull that clicks every box. I think I looked this morning. We have 61 sons of Conway, either on farm or here at Select Sire. Some of those early Conways will be available after the first of the year in 2022. And not all of those will make them in yet. But the thing I always tell people is find a hole in this bull, because I have a hard time doing it. He's fitness, he's type, he's solid in his components and production, his casings are right. He's a great individual in his own right. We had him out on a bull parade about a month ago. He's a great individual. But now you can use Conway no matter where you are in the world. And all those designations, he fits. He's robot. He's mastitis resistance pro. Just the right bull at the right time.
Well, another bull that's freely available that we really like, Kevin, is 7H15348 Payload, Isaku Payload. Very unique pedigreed bull out of the Alexandria cow, the Matters daughter, that's 86 points. The next dam is a Stoic daughter. So again, we talk about bulls. What can we use on all the Frazzled blood, all the Renegade blood? Payload becomes a very, very easy choice. Huge production bull, one of our highest protein bulls at 71 pounds of protein, a good productive life bull, nice linear, nice balanced linear. And maybe one of the most exciting things I think is his sire, as far as a bull to look for in December, is Isaku himself, or Isaku. Handful of heifers that we've each seen so far have really, really impressed with the quality and the udders.
Set data looks good. This bull is on the rise.
So I think the future on this bull, with a growing pedigree and more information yet to come, Payload is certainly one of my favorites, especially for that diversification that he offers and brings to our program.
Another bull that I just wanted to put in because, again, you talk about multiple indexes, and a bull that had a really, really good day. He actually went up quite a bit in the new formula. He goes over 1,000 in net merit, 1,000 cheese merit. Hilmar Legacy Warner, 7H15306. This legacy son is out of an IMAX. She's pictured here to the side. One of my favorite cows at Hilmar, both Caviar's Dam and Warner's Dam are IMAXs, a terrific pair of cows. The next dam's a 91-point Delta daughter. But when you look at fitness, again, I like bulls that are over a point and maybe up a point and a half on udder composite. He's A2. Just looked this morning, got some pretty exciting Warner sons. He wasn't used as heavily. He's maybe the riveting of the legacy sons. Maybe a little underrated, and I want to talk about him because this is a great cow family, bred in a commercial herd. The cows meet the eyeball test. This is a bull that I think if you're looking at new options that you maybe hadn't used, this is one of them.
Yeah, and another bull that's is a nice option is Heliogen, cookie cutter Heliogen. Here's a legacy son at 1,300 pounds of milk, but you see some big chunks of the screen highlighted, and that's in the wellness department. All the CDBC traits are to the positive and improvement area, high productive life, good DPR, fertility index, moderate frame with, again, right-handed linear for the udder composite side. And we talk a lot about Habitan. We talk a lot about the cookie cutter family as far as believing in what these bulls are going to do. I'm just here to tell you that the dam of Heliogen, this Hopeland cow, is one of the future stars of this cow family. Just a great young cow with a welded on udder, a cow that has that dairy strength that we all like to see, width and power, made a really nice lactation, and has a really good group of sons and daughters that are going to take this family to the next level moving forward. So nice to have him part of the accelerated lineup and readily available and freely available to go out there and do a great job for your breeding program. Well, we got to get to the questions, Rick. It's on your side of the screen. Right. Let's go hit away. All right. So I'll take the easy one. Daniel asks, would Mozzarella be a good mating on his Tahiti daughter or daughters? And yes, I think we mentioned it during the presentation, just a little bit of a nice outcross complement to Frazzled, Tahiti, and all of the Frazzled daughters and granddaughters. So I'd say go right ahead and get after that, because it should work out very, very nicely. Kevin, you're going to get a little more difficult question here from Brian Anderson. Of all the young sires, which one do you think will have the biggest influence positive on the breed? It's a good question, Brian. And again, I don't know what time of day it is down under, but glad you're joining us. I'm going to be a homer. I think it's Conway. I think the longer I study that bull, the family, the fact that he's just so hard to find a hole in, to me, his influence is going to be massive. And as I said, with those 61 sons, there's some of those that are polled. There's some that are red factored. We use the bull on a really big cross section of the population, and there's some that are higher type. There's some that are higher net merit. So I think he casts the widest net at the moment. So I would tell you that's my interpretation, is because of the influence, the outcross with the Draco dam in Granite and Draco in the pedigree. And then Mogul Amber to me was just, she was such a really, really great cow there. So I'm going to be a homer and say it's Conway, Brian. See, I thought you'd have been a homer and said it was Perfect. Another nice choice. I'll catch that on the ride home this afternoon. We'll both be a little conservative and stay on the Renegade side of the fence, because we do have such positive data there. And that's a loaded question, because quite honestly, this stuff changes so quickly that we hope we're right. And we hope there's another bull out there that we've used a lot that does what Soprano does and surprises us all with a huge positive influence. So, but right now it looks like that's, unless we're missing something on the question screens. Here we go. Of all the genomic bulls, which three have good rump, dairy strength, and over 1,000 of milk? Have to get my computer open and do a search on that at 4 days after proofs. My mind isn't going to be able to digest that, but we can get back to you with an answer. I think that's a good plug for the Dairy Sire selection search on the Select Sires website. You should be able to put those criteria, and not that we're trying to dodge your question. I know there's somebody out there and we'll miss somebody because we've been just looking at this computer screens and looking at numbers almost nonstop, 16, 18 hours a day since Tuesday. But I think of a bull that I showed the video of that on Lionel. I think he's a bull that's high production, over 2,300, good rump structure of what I've seen thus far.
And I'd also say that I don't think Renegade's, well, I think he's up over 1,000 of milk. I'd say Renegade's pretty close as well.
Just got another question here from Pecan Oak Dairy. Which young bull, my screen just moved, is an outcross that you all are excited about? Well, we mentioned Mozzarella for the Select Sires, traditional Select Sires breeding program. Mozzarella is a really easy selection or easy choice there. And then outcross, it gets.
I'd probably say Payload. I think Payload is different enough to the traditional Select Sires bloodlines. Alexandra is one of the best cows we've ever had in the ART program. She was an amazing individual, still is. Up again at a dairy near Marshfield, Wisconsin, but she's gone on. She's calved again. She'll probably be an excellent cow someday, to be honest. And so with that different pedigree with Matters and Stoic and different pedigrees, that'd be my pick.
Not going to disagree. And again, it depends on if you've used a lot of Renegade, then Conway doesn't work. But if you haven't used a lot of Renegade, Conway is a really nice outcross complement too, along with a couple of the other bulls that we've mentioned. And you start getting into this bull search on the website is a great way to identify all of the 300 bulls that we have available for you. Daniel has another question. He wants to settle an argument. He says, he and his salesman argue on the best bull Select has ever had. He says Mogul. The sales rep says Durham. You want to settle that?
It's going to be a tie again because I'm going to say Durham and you're going to say Mogul. So, yeah.
Elevation.
There you go. That's
meet
probably
in the middle.
He built this building and he's sitting behind us. So I guess we better pick him.
But yeah, we're split.
Yeah. It wouldn't be the first time.
Thanks for the kind words from Kenya. We're happy you're joining us as well, along with all the others from around the world. I think I saw India, maybe Brazil, and a few others signed on earlier. So we appreciate it, whether it's good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. We're happy to have spent 40-some minutes with you so far here today. And it's what we like to do, sharing the great story about Select Sires and the genetics that we can bring to your programs. And if nothing else pops up, I'd say, Joel, roll some video, and we're going to get back to work and try to make a few more high bulls for the next one.
Thanks again for watching, guys.
I'm Mark Kurnt. I'm Art Program Manager for Select Sires. The Renegade Daughter Group has been the most exciting daughter group that I've seen in my 5 years in the sire department. Renegade's come along at the time in the breed where we're telling us we had some issues with mobility. He's made a correct leg set. They're very mobile. We're seeing a tremendous high wide rear udders in all the daughters, and that's what's really excited me. They look definitely like young cows that are producing a lot of milk. The other nice thing that we've seen on Renegade is he gets the correct teat size and correct teat placement back on the udder. That, again, is a very strong positive for the breed.
I'm Megan Opperman and I work at Genetic Futures. We really like the Renegade daughters. They're some of the nicest cows that we've seen come through the ART program. I've been with the ART program for 5 years here at Genetic Futures, and they're my favorite cows that I've seen, Kevin. I really like their udders, nice uddered cows, nice framed cows, milking well as well.
We know this bull was named Holstein International Outcross Sire of the Year in 2019, so he's a very easy bull to use back on a lot of pedigrees. It just makes him real exciting. We've got a lot of Renegade sons, and now seeing the Renegade daughters calve in just adds to that excitement.